Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you guys an unexpected and surprising event of my life that happened just last year since Christmas is on the way. I had decided to pin down what happened to me last Christmas. That event was, well, meet me. This is Liam Gilbert. I'm a 34 years old man. Currently, I'm working in an IT department. I must say, don't trust anyone before getting into the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and for more interesting and engrossing real couple stories. Click the bell icon. Let's backtrack and revisit the last year where everything was going perfect and smooth. My married life was going really well. Our physical relationship was really perfect. We used to have a lot of fun and romance even. We adopted a 5-year-old kid from an orphanage. In simple words, everything was just normal and good. But soon I realized that actually the things were not normal, but I used to trust my wife blindly. I remember it was the start of our married life when my wife was standing in front of the mirror and when dressing herself up. It was about 12. Amy thought that might be. My wife was preparing herself for the best as she wanted to seduce me in bed. I remember that she was looking really bomb and awesome sauce, head dresses really drip. I became so high and we really enjoyed that night. I was completely immersed in deep sleep while I caught sight of my life. I was shocked to see her taking inappropriate pictures in the bathroom. As soon as she found me in front of her, I remember her facial expressions were really full of confusion. I literally went bananas. My mo is shrewdy. And back when I asked her why she was taking such pictures, my wife replied that she was just trying to discover pimples in her body. But when I checked her body, I found no pimples. I literally ignored this thing and hit the sack. I remember once it was a Halloween party where I arranged a party at our house. Well, I was really for the party. All of our friends were really for the party. All of my friends were party animals. I remember my wife was in the kitchen and was making snacks and grew up for the party. Meanwhile, I caught a sight on the heart-shaped cookie. I thought that maybe my wife cooked this for me to make me happy. I remember when the party started, my wife came with a revealing attention-grabbing dress. My friends were really praising her looks and figure. She was the third time my friend met her. To be honest, I got jealous because the way they were gazing at my wife was really unbearable. I asked my wife to change her revealing dress, but she did not respond. In fact, she said to me that I should be proud of having such a wonderful and pretty wife. We really enjoyed that day. Party got over and old friends gone, but one friend stayed with us at our house. Well, my wife provided him with a guest room. I was sleeping alone with my wife. Meanwhile, I caught my eyes open in order to quench my thirst. I was shocked to see my wife nowhere in the bedroom. It was about 3 a.m. of the night. I stood up and went out of the room in order to find my wife. I heard some gossiping sounds coming from the guest room. When I opened the door, I was shocked to see my wife and friend gossiping at this dark hour of night. I remember she was wearing a hot and attractive nightdress as well. My friend was eating that heart-shaped cookie as well. To be honest, when they found me in front of them, they both were normal. Like I've really found them a bit confused. In fact, they asked me to join them. I refused by saying that I was tired and asked my wife to go with me on the room. I was kind of upset and then asked my wife that why she had not given me that heart-shaped cookie. She literally laughed and said that my friend was hungry and asking for her the snack. She found nothing. So she gave him that cookie while I did not say anything to her. In fact, I loved the way she was taking care of all of us. The next morning when I woke up my wife in the kitchen because there was a rama of caramel pancakes all over the house. When I went to the kitchen in order to give my wife back hug, I was shocked to see that my friend was hugging her. I literally shouted on them. My wife was really confused and was like a fish out of water. My friend was also really confused and then cunningly began to say that he was actually scaring my wife because according to him last night, Halloween was still making him crazy. I was really so dumb who always used to trust them. I ignore it. But my mood was really lousy. At that time, my wife really did not consider my mood. In fact, she went with my friend in order to drop him off as his car had some problem. One day, it was my wife's birthday. I wanted to make her day special. So I planned a birthday party for her. I invited our friends. She really liked the birthday party. I gave her a beautiful and elegant drink. I remember she was just praising my gift. While my friends gave her an expensive ring, I gave all my attention to my friend's gift. She really ignored my gift. There was no place of my angriness and disappointment. I really went to the corner of the birthday venue and began to smoke. While my wife came, she patted me on my shoulder and told me that my gift was the most precious gift for her. We both kissed passionately. Our physical relationship was really going well. But later I found her being rude, like she used to judge me and made fun of my physical power. I really did not know what exactly she wanted to prove or say to me. She started reaching the house very late. She became so irresponsible that stopped cooking. She used to be angry and rude with me for no reason. I often caught her in video calls, which she mostly used to do. Late night when I was sleeping. I noticed light changes in my life because it had been 1 year since I got married. But we got no baby. It was really not a big deal at all. But my wife was really so fond of baby that she made me crystal clear on the night that she wanted to have a baby as soon as possible. One day, my wife really fought with me, and when I came back from office, it was about 10 p.m. of the night. She literally panicked a lot about me having not a baby. She was really crazy that time. I had not ever seen her so rude. She screamed and left the house. I tried my best to fix her mood, but all in vain. I was really depressed. That night when my wife left the house, I was really worried about her. So I kept calling her, but her phone was switched off. I kept calling her friends in order to find her, but I did not find her. The way she made curl with me was like, if someone had pumped her for me. I remember she was calling me, she wanted to wear the pants. I really did not know why she wanted to get knocked up as soon as possible. It was really upsetting that she called me a non-man who cannot make a woman pregnant. That night was really restless. I kept waiting for her. It was about 12 p.m. in the morning when my wife arrived home along with a 5-year-old kid. I was shocked to see the kid along with her and then asked her about the kid. My wife told me that she adopted the kid from an orphanage. She really wanted to show her motherhood to that adopted kid. I was happy to see her. Delighted. I even kissed at the kid and asked her to call us their parents. Well, everything was going smooth after the arrival of that kid. I remember we used to have a lot of fun and enjoy ourselves. She became like before. We used to have a lot of kisses and long warm hugs every day. My physical relationship with my wife has really improved. I noticed her coming home on time. She used to spend most of her time with us. She stopped using her mobile phone like before. She used to occupy her mobile phone. Most of the time I was really very happy for her. I remember it was about 3 a.m. that night when I was completely immersed in sleep. Meanwhile, I heard some noise like someone was curling. When I woke up, I found my wife nowhere in the bed. I stood up and followed the noise. Finally, I found her in the washroom. I remember my wife was having an argument with someone when I knocked the door. She became silent for once she opened the door. After about 5 minutes. I remember she was sweating that time. She was really very confused and began to give me an explanation that she was answering the wrong call. I remember her phone was continuously vibrating and she was trying to hide her phone when I asked her to give me her phone because I wanted to humiliate the person who was disturbing my wife. But my wife denied. She hugged me and asked me to sleep. I could feel her heart beating fast. It seemed like she was really confused and wanted to tell me something. I could feel the embarrassment and regret on her face. I remember she began to cry when I asked her what happened to her. She did not say anything and then hugged me tightly. I had never ever seen her so restless before. Christmas was just in the way. I wanted to arrange a Christmas party at my house. But my wife's response was really strange and creepy. She did not want me to arrange anything in our house before that. She used to be so fond of arranging parties in the house. But after my great insistence, she agreed. I really wanted to celebrate Christmas energetically at my house along with my friends. So I bought amazing gift boxes, cards, and other Christmas stuff. I invited all my friends to my house. But it was really a strange thing that my wife seemed really so confused. She was not happy with my decision to have a party at our house. Finally, it was Christmas Day. I was extremely excited. I kissed my wife passionately and we hugged. It was about 3 p.m. when our friends reached the house with a lot of gifts. We all greeted each other and we had a lot of fun. We played a lot of games and enjoyed ourselves a lot. I remember it was about 9 a.m. that night when we were all done with dinner. All of our friends went back to our house. But that one friend stayed again that night. It was about 12 a.m. of the night. When we trio were gossiping, my wife gave me wine and literally insisted me to drink. I got highly drunk and slept. I remembered that I had fixed the camera in the guest room. Because last time when one of my wife's friends stayed at the guest room, I lost my expensive watch. When I woke up, my wife was as usual, not in the bed and not in the kitchen. I decided to see the recording last night as it was my habit to watch the recording. Whenever someone stayed in the guest room, my wife had no idea about that camera. Well, when I watched the recording, I watched something that was unexpected. I was shocked to see that my friend seducing and compelling my wife. I was literally shocked to see them having a physical relationship last night with my friend. I got furious and hurriedly went out of the room in order to kill my wife and my friend. There was really no place for my angriness. When I left the room, I was shocked to see my wife pushing my friend back was like harassing him. My wife hardly came towards me and hugged me hard. I told her that I had seen everything that happened last night on the camera. She burst into tears and confessed something that was really unbelievable. She said, "I agreed. I did something unfair to you. In fact, I'm highly embarrassed about what I did." When I asked her what exactly happened, I found my friend sweating like he was going to expose. She said, "I used to love you a lot. But your friend always used to say to me that you cannot deliver a baby. One day I realized that I was stitching you and cheating with you. So I broke up with him and adopted a kid from an orphanage." I remember my wife screamed and said, "Now your friend is blackmailing me that if I am not physical with her, you will expose everything that I did." After listening to my wife's words, my eyes were filled with tears. I pushed my friend harshly. And then he said that he was stabbing my wife as her girlfriend left him for me by saying that I was more attractive physically. He was doing all this in jealousy. He was actually taking revenge from me. After hearing his words, I kicked him out and said that I really did not want him to choose once again in my life. I remember my wife bent her knee and apologized to Lord. But the way she was considering my friend's nonsense words was literally not word forgiveness. But then I realized that she was regretting, but she did. So I must give her a second chance. Now we are living peacefully and my wife is going to deliver our baby soon. I hope